Hey, before I leave you, could I have your thoughts on Mr. Huck? What are y'all thinking? I don't know if I'm just being... Am I seeing things, or does he appear as though he's gaining weight? Good, healthy weight. Y'all be honest with me, please. Y'all be honest with me. Listen, it's okay. I can stand constructive criticism. You don't have to blow sunshine up my ass, as my dad always told us. But I'm curious, do y'all think that he's gaining weight? Does he look to be healthier now than what he was a couple of weeks ago? Because in all honesty, I think he is. I don't want to read what you think I want to hear. I want to hear your true thoughts on this. Is Huck looking better than he was 2 weeks ago? I think he is. I'm here at the entrance of Longhorn Lester's because I want to show you something kind of cute. Cute and sad. So I'm going to zoom in from here and show you all of the, let's just say, quote unquote, adult Longhorns hanging out together. You got Tex with his girl Santana, and a little bit further over there you see Pearl. Now these are all the adults, right? The adults. But now let's go. I know what you're wondering. You're saying, Lester, wait, what about Lester? Where are you going with this? Well, I'm going right down the fence line. Because over here, you have the kids. You have Gracie, who's the biggest kid, and she's having to babysit Santoro there behind her. And if you notice there by the tree is Jolene. And I don't think Gracie's very happy about this, y'all. I mean, you can read body language as well as I can. Gracie does not look very happy about this. Especially because Santoro keeps bumping into her, because he's a bull. But poor Gracie, she's been told to babysit. And they don't have Moo over here. You know, Moo used to be told to babysit back at the other property. But now Moo is a full-time babysitter to Annabelle. And that means that the next one in line for babysitting duties is poor Gracie. But no, not these three. Oh, they're the adults. They do adult stuff. Now, something else I want to show you is this right over here. Folks, I'm very happy and proud of the fella that we found to come in and not only build us a mailbox using the same kind of sandstone as what they used on the entrance. So let me show you this first. Now, this is awesome. And I love it because they used a piece of I'm a Survivor. This was our old chicken laying station. You remember this? We were gifted this mailbox, and someone told us to use it for our chickens. And we did. We put there by the barn, and for 2 years, the chickens sat here and laid their eggs in there. We've had ducks lay their eggs in there. Guineas have come up and laid their eggs in there. And we thought it'd be really neat to bring it over, make it a part of Longhorn Lester's. This here has some history behind it. Not only did he do that, but he came over. We talked about this. When these guys abandoned this job, oh, don't get me started. When they abandoned this job, taking all of the money they asked, but not finishing the job, they never capped off this. Well, looky here. The fella also came by and capped off thisy here. Thisy here is being capped off the way it was supposed to have been. Thank you for doing that. He also got up there and put him a bolt, which should have been done from the other fellas, to help tie all this timber together. You remember it was warping, had big cracks in it. He did the exact same thing over here. You see how he capped it all off, and that will prevent water from running down through there. He put a caulking around the edge over here, so now water will hit and roll off. It can't go down inside there, begin to build up, sit there on the ground, and rot that timber. These are some big timber. He also tied those together, so as you can see, there's no more crack. There's just a tiny little dab at the very top. But man, he did a darn good job. I could not be happier with the work that fella performed. Have y'all ever thought about that seriously? Like, what does the world become when a man's word doesn't mean anything? Seriously, think about that. You know, a man gives you his word, and then a man will shake your hand. A man will gladly accept your money, and then all of the things that you agreed on, well, couldn't do this for that reason, and this can't happen for this reason, and then at the very end, just leave and never come back. I'm sitting here watching Santoro rip, be mean. He's just playing, guys. He's playing bull, and I'm going to answer a couple of your questions, but as I'm talking to you, I'm just noticing that Pearl has a little bit of weird nastiness on her backside. I hope she doesn't have the scours. And I don't think that she does. I don't know how close I can get. Winch is another reason why I really need to have those gates on that barn. I keep hesitating and stalling. But a couple of the questions were, number one, Lester, how come you don't feed your cows in the shade? And I actually do feed the cows in the shade in the afternoon. Now don't forget, I'm over here twice a day. I come over here in the mornings. You already know that. And then in the mornings, I'm over here early enough before the sun is an issue. Yeah, about 4 or 5 o'clock, y'all. That heat index is up there in the well over 100, and sometimes the temperatures are 103, 104, 105, and so I would never feed during that time of day anyway. But right now it's 7, and I've already done the midday stuff over at I'm a Survivor. I've even already been here this morning. So in the mornings when I feed up, even though the feed troughs are about where they're at right now, I don't really move the feed troughs hardly ever. It's not hot enough to be an issue. It's the sun, it may be out, but it's not hot. And they're fine eating in the sun, as long as it's not a hot, burning sun. But in the afternoons when I come back, it's always this time of day where it's shady. So that answers that question. And then there was another question I wanted to talk to you about. Lester, you always said that you wanted to get Tex a couple of more females. How come you haven't got him any more females yet? Guys, the answer to that is not as simple as it is just I'm nervous about this pasture not producing enough grass. I thought that it would, and now all of a sudden we have this drought come through here, and I'm not getting any rain. We're not getting any rain, and so you can see as well as I can that there's not a whole lot of grass out there. Yeah, it's green, but I want to get down low and show you something. I don't want to get kicked. So when you get down low on the ground level, looky here, guys. That's not what we mean when we say we need good grass. I'm going to get stepped on. I'm going to get stepped on down here. So cows don't like to eat right here at the dirt level. Cows like to eat up here. And so they've eaten it down so much that now they're forced to eat right off the dirt. And cows don't do that. They don't like to do that. And boy, I'm in a bad situation down here. And so cows don't like to eat down low like that, my friends. Right now they're forced to. But you can see they've eaten so low to the ground that you can actually see dirt showing through the grass. And so I had every intention of getting Tex moved over here and getting at least two real pretty heifers to join Santana in his little, his setup. Would you please? Boy, don't you do it. Here she goes, guys. Hold on. It's like one of those costumes that you get. You know those costumes you get for Halloween where you have a two-person's costume, so one's in the back and one's in the front? And I'm not trying to be perverse, guys. I'm not trying to be perverse. But there's a reason why donkeys like to back up to you. And it's not for the reason that every one of y'all are speculating about. It's just because it's a comfort thing. It's a comfort thing. And Pearl's like, can I back up into that? I need some comforting. And I'm like, Pearl, normally I'd say yes, but with a funky booty like you got right now, you ain't getting that thing anywhere close to me. Sorry, Pearl, I love you and all, but I ain't getting nowhere close to that. What is that? Seriously, what is that? I would say it has to be some kind of discharge, but that baby's a week and a half old, and I can't imagine there'd still be stuff discharging at this point. So, okay, well, I answered those two questions. Look at Jolene thinking that she might go out there and start some trouble. She's looking for someone to play with. That's cute how little kids do that. Not just cows, donkeys, and horses, but little goats and all of them, man. Uh-oh. Looky here, Santana. Santana's over there with Jolene. And she's like, I ain't babysitting for you. You need to go and find your mama. And mom's like, I got this. I don't feel well in my tummy. My tummy's upset. Oh my God, please. Sweetie, I'm oh my gosh, everybody. Baby, please. Sweetie. Guys, I really have no words. I don't know what to say. This is totally farm stuff and may not be of any interest to anybody else, but when you see one of your cows may have an issue, you better always check your other ones just to make sure. And so Gracie's nice and clean. The baby's clean, which is real important. Texas clean. Horses are all clean. Santana and Santora are clean. So it's just Pearl who's not. So they've all eaten the exact same foods, the exact same feeds. So you would think that if it was a bad feed, then they would all have the scours. If she'd eaten the wrong plant or the wrong grass, they'd probably all have it. So I'm certain that has to be some kind of a late discharge. You know, and guys, I'm not a doctor who knows stuff like that. I'm not a vet or anything else, but she's not bleeding to death. It's not poopy stains as much as it is. See? Okay, well, okay, so that's why she's bleeding. Okay. You know, that was kind of a joke, but in reality, can you imagine how many injuries the cows sustain from each other? And we never really know it because they're just so used to horns here and horns there. And we have seen horns go inside of Tex, his eyes. Y'all remember that? He let Santana put her horns in his eyes. I'll never forget that day. And that has haunted me for a while now. That is pure trust. If you can trust somebody that much, that should be a testament to their relationship, that he has that kind of trust in her, to where he lets her stick her horns in his eye. All right, so before I leave this pasture, I want to check the water trough. The water is fairly clean. You can tell though, guys, that it's already starting to get kind of a greenish color. I want you to notice this. This is a telltale sign that we have some stuff starting to grow in here that we don't want. It's just because of the sun exposure. It gets sun during that middle part of the day, and it doesn't take but just a couple of days for this kind of stuff to start turning green on you. So I have options here. I can say, I'll wait till tomorrow, or I'm going to go ahead and dump it out and refill it. Guys, what's it going to hurt me to dump it out and refill it? What's it going to hurt? You ask yourself that question. It's kind of like the gains you can get from turning it over. It may take you an extra 10 or 15 minutes to turn it over, rinse it out, and refill it. But think about the quality of life that they're going to get coming over here in 100+ degree temperatures and having a drink of fresh, clean water compared to the taste of this kind of water that has a green tint to it. You wouldn't want to do it. If you wouldn't want to do it, then why would they want to do it? Oh, well, Lester, they're animals, Lester. They have an immune system that can tolerate stuff like that. Sure they can. Your dogs, your cats, your ants, they have an immune system a lot stronger than ours that probably can tolerate it. But why would you put their systems through it when they're already dealing with so much from Mother Nature, all of the elements, the heat, the things that they have to already deal with? Why would you think that whatever you're doing in your life is more important than giving them some fresh, clean water? I don't get it. I know that no one likes to be scolded. No one likes to be scolded and told what to do. But what I don't understand is in the world that we live in, where everything you see is about to cancel this and cancel that and cancel culture this. How come everyone has seemed to overlook the fact that you're letting farmers make a living off of you, off of babies, animals, and they don't take the time to clean their water? I would think to myself, if this is what if this is your investment, if this is how you are going to grow your business, then you protect your assets. You protect your assets. But for some reason, everyone has just kind of become complacent with, oh, they're just cows. Oh, they're just horses. They're just dogs or cats. They're just. That's complacency. And they deserve better than that. They deserve better than that. It doesn't take that much time. Y'all, it doesn't. Lester, I don't come to your page to be told what to do. I don't come to your page to be scolded. No? Well, there's one thing you will take from this page is the fact that Lester has clean water. He may not offer a lot of the things that you'd all suggest that I offer. It may not be 5-star luxury. Nope, it's not. But one thing that you know for certain, they're going to get clean water. And that's at this ranch and back at the sanctuary. Okay, I feel better. And I know the cows will be a whole lot happier when they come by again. Go do the same thing for the goats. Oh, the world that we live in. Listen, y'all, that's my prayer place right over there. Right behind that big tree, you see my hammock. We all need one of those. We all need to go to a prayer place and just talk. Just talk. Get some stuff off our chest. That's what I'm doing right here, actually, is just talking. Talking my way through filling up this water after I've cleaned it out. Because what you don't want is your babies ingesting mosquito, larva, any kind of larva. All the parasites that you can't see with the naked eye. People, looks clean, it's good. Looks clean, it's still clean. It's not green, it's still good. Well, I promise you, it's not. Trivia. Does anyone remember why water has become such a huge topic of discussion on my pages? Anybody? No. Nobody? It's because 2 years ago we were having our pond dug, and we were going through a bit of a drought. And so I was under the impression that the 2 water troughs that we had would be fine. And we had at that time probably 20 goats, the alpacas, ducks and geese, pigs. And we had 1 high water trough and 1 low water trough, the low one for the pigs to get into. But what began to happen was we'd go out there every afternoon and clean up the water, and it was nasty. It was so nasty. But what was happening was during the day, the alpacas were coming by and putting their feet in it. The low water troughs, the pigs were coming by and laying in the water, and they were pooping and peeing while they laid in the water. The ducks and the geese were coming by, getting in the water, cleaning themselves, pooping, peeing. So how surprised were we when the vet came out and discovered that they all had some kind of a mysterious summertime flu. Wasn't so mysterious after all. Once she got some results back and began to look into it, it wasn't so mysterious at all. It was the water. It was because they were drinking contaminated water. And Jamie and I were both like, no, we change our water out every day. We change our water out every afternoon. And in fact, we did. But it was the things that happened throughout the entire day. All of the transferring of whatever they put into the water, that was because it was hot, they were forced to ingest that same water. And so here we thought, well, we're changing it out once a day. We're just changing it once a day. Sheesh, what do you expect from us? Well, what your animals expect is clean water. And if that means changing it 3 times a day, then you change it 3 times a day. But if they're your investment, if that's what you have your page based around, that's your heart and soul, that is your that's how you make your ends meet, or if it's your side hustle, or if it's your hobby, you treat them right and you clean your water. I hear the puppies barking. I hear the puppies barking. I'll deal with water later. I'm kidding.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.